Components of the computer. Today we are going to see the topic components of the computer. Before we see this topic, you are supposed to know what is data, what is information, what are the relationship between the two, how it is related to the computer. So if you have not seen previously, I have given the link in the description. You have to see the previous video and then you follow this video. The computer is the combination of hardware and software. These are all the four important components of the computer. One is monitor, CPU, central processing unit, keyboard, mouse. The central processing unit includes many different components. This is the unit helps all the operations of the computer. Let's see what are all the components we have in the processor. The main component of the central processing unit is called a motherboard or main board. The motherboard itself, most important component is called CPU or central processing units. The CPU fan is kept on the processor to make it cool, because the processor will get frequently too much of heat. That is not good for the system. So to keep cooling, we are going to always fix the fan on the CPU. Another, this is called a RAM slot. This is the primary memory slots. It is called RAM, random access memory. This is the memory code. These code will fixed here. And then these are all the cards are called peripheral card. Here we can use fix the VGA code, which is used for display purpose, sound card, which is to receive the sounds and other informations. Okay, if you want to share some information, you can use the Ethernet code also. Okay, so already we have seen what is hardware and software. What is hardware? Hardware is the physical component of the computer. One is called the hardware is the physical component of the computer. Hardware is the physical component of the computer. You can touch and feel the computer. You can show it also. For example, motherboard, memory devices, monitor, keyboard, etc. Software is the action can be performed with the help of the software. Software is a set of instructions or programs. Let's see the functional components of the computer. Every task of the given computer follows input, process, output cycle, which is called IPO cycle. Here the red color line indicates the data path, which carries the data from one device to another. Here the red color line shows the data carried from the input device to main memory. For example, if you type your name through the keyboard, the information carried here and stored in the main memory. Again, if you need through the internal memory, you can access, or directly from the main memory you can display with the help of monitor. The blue color line indicates the control path, the dashed lines. Here you have a separate memory unit, that is primary memory and second memory. Main memory in the motherboard, secondary memory we have seen the part itself, hard disk separately. The primary memory, temporary storage, and the secondary memory is the permanent storage. Let's see the functional components of the computer. One is input unit. Input unit, keyboard and mouse. Central processing unit. Central processing unit is the major component, controls the operation of all the other components such as memory, input and output units. It accepts the binary data as input, process the data according to the instructions and provide the results as the output. The CPU has the three components: arithmetic logic unit, control unit and memory unit. Arithmetic and logic unit performs the various computation functions such as arithmetic functions, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and the results of the operations is stored in the internal memory of the CPU. The logical operations of ALU promotes the decision making ability of the computer. Control unit, it controls the flow of the data between the CPU, memory and IO devices and the entire operations of the computer. Then the next unit, memory unit. Two types of memory unit we have, primary memory and secondary memory. Primary memory example we can say it is a RAM, random access memory. It is used to store the information temporarily, that is the program and data when the instructions are ready to execute. It is the volatile in nature, that is the content is lost when the power supply is switched off. The secondary memory example, hard disk, CD-ROM and DVD-ROM is used to store the data temporarily. It is non-volatile, that is the content available even after the power supply are switched off. Then the next unit is called output unit, example monitor and printer. These two are essential unit. Remaining things, all the input and output devices, what are all the units we have, these things we are going to see the next video. Thank you.